Sometimes love doesn't arrive with loud words or perfect timing. Sometimes it appears quietly, like a song playing in the background of a long night. And maybe somewhere out there, the woman who will one day walk beside me for the rest of my life is listening right now. Future wife, if this message ever finds you, I want you to know something before anything else. This song isn't meant to hurt you, and it isn't meant to make you cry for no reason. It's meant to touch the place in your heart where real love lives, the place where you believe in something deeper than temporary feelings. Because somewhere between the silence of lonely nights and the hope that refuses to die, I started imagining you, not as a perfect person, but as the one soul who will understand the quiet parts of me. The one who will hear this song and feel every word like it was written just for her. So, future wife, future wife, if this song breaks you, I hope it breaks you in the most beautiful way. The kind of break that opens your heart, the kind of reminds you that someone out here is already loving you, even before we meet. Future wife, somewhere in this world you are living a life that I have not seen yet. You wake up in a room I have never entered. You walk through streets I have never walked beside you on. You laugh with people whose names I don't even know. And yet, somehow, my heart already believes in you. It's a strange feeling to care about someone you haven't met yet, to imagine the way your eyes might look when you smile, to wonder what kind of music you play when the night becomes quiet and the world slows down. Sometimes I think about the little moments you might be living right now. Maybe you are drinking coffee in the morning sunlight. Maybe you are staring at the sky after a long day. Maybe you are listening to a song that makes your heart feel something deep and unexplainable music. And maybe, just maybe, one day this song will reach you, not as just another melody, not as background noise, but as something that stops you for a moment, something that makes your heart pause. Music. Something that makes you feel like the words inside the music understand you in a way most people never tried to. Future wife, when you hear this song, I don't want you to feel alone, even if the lyrics touch the softest parts of your heart, even if the melody makes your chest feel tight and your eyes feel heavy. Because the truth is, sometimes the most beautiful love stories begin with emotions that are too strong to hide. Maybe the song will remind you of nights when you felt misunderstood, nights when the world felt too loud, and your heart just wanted someone who could sit beside you without saying a single word, someone who could understand your silence without asking you to explain it. I want you to know something. Somewhere out here, before our paths ever cross, someone already understands that silence. I know that life is not always gentle. I know there are moments when love feels distant, like something that belongs to other people. Maybe you've seen promises break. Maybe you've watched people walk away when they said they never would. Maybe you've wondered if real love is just a story people like to tell. But even if the world has given you reasons to doubt it, I want this song to remind you that love is still possible, because love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet patience. Sometimes it's two strangers slowly finding each other across the chaos of life. Sometimes it's a man sitting somewhere in the world, thinking about the woman he hasn't met yet, believing that one day she will hear a song that feels like it was written just for her. Future wife, I imagine the moment you hear it. Maybe you're alone in your room. The lights are dim. The night outside your window feels calm and endless. The song begins softly, almost like a whisper. And at first, you don't think much about it. But then something changes. A single line touches your heart. Another line feels like it understands something you never told anyone. And slowly, the song starts to break through the walls you built around your heart, not to hurt you, but to remind you that your heart is still capable of feeling something powerful. Because the truth is, the strongest hearts are not the ones that never break. The strongest hearts are the ones that still believe in love, even after the world has tested them. Maybe the song will make you close your eyes for a moment. Maybe it will remind you that somewhere in this world there is someone who will look at you and see more than what everyone else saw. Someone who will look at you and see more than what everyone else saw. Someone who will notice the way you care about small things, the way you try to stay strong, even when life becomes heavy. Someone who will love you, not for perfection, but for your humanity. Future wife, this song is not about sadness. It's about recognition. It's about the moment a heart realizes it has been seen. Because love is not just about the moment a heart realizes it has been seen. Because love is not just about the day two people meet. Sometimes love begins long before that moment. Sometimes it grows quietly in the imagination of two people who are living separate lives, but moving slowly toward the same future. Maybe you don't know me yet. Maybe if we passed each other on the street today, we would just be strangers. But the strange beauty of life is that two strangers can become everything to each other. One conversation can change everything. One conversation can change everything. One smile can start a story. One song can open a door inside the heart that has been closed for years. Future wife, when this song reaches you, I hope it reminds you that you are not just another face in the crowd. You are not just another passing moment in someone's life. You are not just another passing moment in someone's life. You are someone whose present, too, will change a life. And the noise turns into music, so will change a life. Someone whose laugh will become a favorite sound. Someone whose silence will still feel like home. And maybe when the song touches your heart deeply enough, you will realize that the reason it feels so personal is because someone out there, someone has already been thinking about loving you the right way, not with empty promises, not with temporary feelings, but with patience, with loyalty, with the kind of love that grows stronger with time instead of fading when life becomes difficult. Your future wife, if this song breaks you, I hope it breaks the walls that pain built around your heart. I hope it opens the door to the part of you that still believes in something real. Because love is not about finding someone perfect. It's about finding someone who sees your imperfect heart and chooses to stay. Somewhere in this world, two people are slowly moving through their lives, not knowing that their paths will cross one day. Two hearts learning lessons, two souls growing stronger, two strangers becoming ready for a love that hasn't happened yet. Music, future wife, somewhere between the quiet nights and the loud days of life, there is a space where the heart begins to dream about someone it has never met. A space where hope lives quietly, even when the world tells you to stop believing in things you cannot see yet. Maybe right now you are living your life without thinking about me at all. Maybe you are focused on your dreams, your struggles, your responsibilities, your struggles, your responsibilities. Maybe your days are filled with moments that I cannot witness yet. But the strange beauty of love is that it does not always need two people standing together to begin. Sometimes it begins as a quiet belief inside one heart. And somewhere in this world, I believe in you. Not because I know your name yet, not because I know what your voice sounds like when you laugh, but because I know what your voice sounds like when you laugh. But because something deep inside me tells me that one day there will be a woman whose presence will make everything feel different. Future wife, the world is full of noise. Voices speaking at once. So many voices speaking at once. So many people rushing through life as if every moment is a race they must win. People chasing attention, chasing temporary feelings, chasing things that disappear as quickly as they appear. But love, real love, moves differently. It doesn't force itself into places where it doesn't belong. It waits. It grows slowly, like a quiet melody that becomes stronger with every note. That is why I believe a song can reach a heart before two people ever meet. Because music has a way of speaking to the parts of us that words alone cannot reach. A song can carry emotions across distance. It can travel through time. It can find someone on a night when their heart feels open enough to listen. Maybe one evening you will be sitting somewhere alone. The world outside your window will feel calm. The lights of the city might be glowing softly in the distance, or maybe the night will be silent and still. And in that moment, a song will begin to play. At first, it will just sound like music. At first, it will just sound like music, but then something inside the melody will touch you. A single lyric will feel strangely familiar, like it understands something about your heart that you never told anyone. And suddenly, you will feel something deeper than just hearing a song. You will feel seen. Future wife, there is a difference between hearing words and feeling them. Some songs pass through your ears and disappear, but others stay. They sit quietly in your chest and make you feel something powerful. Those are the songs that change people. Because when a song truly reaches your heart, it reminds you that your emotions are real. It reminds you that your emotions are real. It reminds you that the dreams you keep hidden inside yourself still matter. It reminds you that somewhere out there, someone might understand you in ways you never expected. Maybe this song will break you a little, and not in a painful way, but in the way sunlight breaks through clouds after a long storm, in the way a locked door finally opens after years of being closed. Because sometimes the heart builds walls to protect itself. Life teaches people to be careful with their feelings. Music, it teaches them to hide their softness behind strength. It tells them that showing emotion makes them vulnerable. But the truth is, vulnerability is where love begins. Future wife, I don't want a love that hides behind masks. I don't want a love that pretends to be perfect while secretly feeling empty. I want something real, something honest, something that feels calm and strong at the same time. And maybe this song will remind you that love like that still exists. Maybe it will remind you that somewhere out there is a man who doesn't want to rush into your life like a storm. Someone who doesn't want to rush into your life like a storm. Someone who doesn't want to impress you with loud promises or temporary excitement. Someone who simply wants to stand beside you and mean every word he says. Because the most powerful love is not the loudest one, it's the quiet kind that stays, the kind that doesn't disappear when life becomes difficult, the kind that grows deeper with time. Future wife, imagine the moment when two strangers finally meet after living separate lives for so long. They won't know everything about each other immediately. They won't understand every detail of each other's past. But there will be something familiar in the way they look at each other. Something calm, something steady, and something steady. Something that feels like two hearts recognizing each other after a long journey. Maybe the first conversation will feel simple, just words passing between two people who are curious about each other. But inside those words will be something more powerful than either of them realizes. The beginning of a story. And maybe one day you will remember the night you heard this song. The night it made your heart feel something deep and emotional. The night it made you wonder why the words felt so personal. Maybe you will smile quietly when you realize that the reason it touched you so deeply is because love has a way of reaching people before they are ready to understand it. Because sometimes the heart knows something before the mind does. Future wife, I believe that every person carries a story inside them. The story made of moments, memories, mistakes, lessons, and dreams. The story that shapes who they become. Your story is still being written right now. You are learning things that will make you stronger. You are experiencing moments that will shape the way you see the world. You are becoming the person you are meant to be, the person you are meant to be. And somewhere in this world, I am doing the same. Two separate stories moving forward through time, two lives growing, changing, learning. Maybe one day those two stories will meet and begin a new chapter together. A chapter where laughter feels easier, music. A chapter where silence feels comfortable instead of lonely. A chapter where two people realize that everything they went through before was quietly preparing them for each other. Future wife, when you hear this song, I don't want you to feel sadness. I want you to feel something stronger than that. Hope, with the kind of hope that reminds you that love is not something the world can destroy, even when people disappoint you, even when promises break, even when life feels heavy. Real love survives all of that. Because real love survives all of that. Because real love is patient. It waits for the right moment. It waits for the right person. And when it finally arrives, it feels less like something new and more like something that was always meant to happen. Maybe this song will make you think about the kind of love you want in your life. Not the temporary kind that fades quickly, but the steady kind that feels safe and warm. The kind where two people protect each other's hearts instead of playing with them. The kind where honesty matters more than perfection. The kind where being together feels peaceful instead of complicated. Future wife, somewhere out there you are living your life right now. Future wife, somewhere out there, you are living your life. Maybe you are laughing with friends. Maybe you are chasing dreams that make your heart feel alive. Maybe you are still healing from moments that tested your strengths. But one day, music, our paths will cross. And when that moment comes, maybe you will look at me and feel something familiar, something you cannot explain immediately, something quiet and steady inside your chest. Maybe it will feel like hearing a song you loved but forgot about out. A song that suddenly returns and reminds you of something beautiful. Because sometimes love feels like recognition, like two hearts realizing they were always moving toward the same place without knowing it. And maybe in that moment, you will remember the song that once touched your heart so deeply, the one that made you feel emotional in a way you couldn't fully explain, and you will understand why it felt so personal. Because somewhere out there, long before we met, someone was already believing in a future where our lives would finally meet